Y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph. If you're new to this channel, sorry, my GoPro just fell. I kind of messed up the whole intro, but my name is Joseph. If you're new to the channel, I show stuff that I like and all the gear that I own. So I'm just doing kind of mini reviews or whatever comes to mind. Today, I want to talk about my cameras, and I have a lot. So I think with this one is one. This one's the ZV-E10. The X-T5 is 2. The GoPro is 3. I have this GoPro 5, 4. I have a film camera right here. I have this Samsung film camera that I barely use. It's 5. And I have my drone, if you want to count that, as 6. Just want to talk about all the cameras that I have and the importance that each of them mean to the progression of my, I wouldn't say career, but journey as a photographer. And to me, the first one that I had was a iPhone 4S, which I bought with my first job out of high school. And that's where pretty much all the stuff started. It was that. And I had that iPhone for 4 or 5 years, and it was just cranking out pictures on VS Go and Instagram. And then after that, which one did I buy? I think it was my first quote-unquote professional camera was the Fujifilm X-T5 when it came out, and it was before the craze and the TikTok influencers messed it up for everyone. And I got that camera from some guy in Chicago for $800, and it only had 200 shots to it. And till this day, I feel so bad letting that camera go. It was my favorite camera, and just the portability and taking it everywhere. I took that camera to New York, Colombia, a few other places that I can't remember, but I was just going crazy taking photos. And after that, while I still had that camera, I had the Sony A7R4, which at that time I was like, whoa, that camera could still compete nowadays, especially with how much progression Sony has made with its mirrorless. I had that camera. I took that camera to New York as well, and that's when I think my train of thought changed to wanting to only get high megapixel cameras, because I was able to crop in and find new angles in the same shot. I mean, it's 60 megapixels for a camera. That's outrageous. I always was toying with the idea of making videos, which still took too long from owning the A7R4 till now. My dream was always to own a Leica. That was my dream, always, always, always. I wanted to own a Leica camera, and I sold the A7R4 and the Fujifilm X100v for a Leica SL2-S. And when I tell you that probably has to be the best colors on any camera that I've ever had or ever seen, honestly, was that camera. It was a 24 megapixel sensor. I've had this issue where I get gear acquisition syndrome every year or to the year that I buy the camera. So if I buy it in August, it's either gone or doesn't make it a few more weeks past August before I get a new camera and just change it and switch. And I put it up because it was very, very bulky, and man, that shit was used to hurt my ribs, when I used to take it out on photo walks. I put it on Facebook Market, and some dude hit me up. He had a Leica Q2, and I was like, oh shit, Leica Q2, because I heard really good things about the lens. It was a 28 some lux, so I switched that camera to the Leica Q2, and some dude on my Instagram, he's very, very into Leica, so he's an expert almost. He owns everything. He has a lot of money. But he told me, it's like, man, the only thing that I would suggest is buy a lot of data storage. Each file was like 90 megabytes per picture for a RAW. And I used to take like 300, 400 pictures a day. So I bought a 5 terabyte Leica SSD, which I also need to change now because it's about to finish and I'm scared that it's gonna freaking break on me and I will lose everything. So I had the Leica Q2, and again, I had it for less than a year, almost to the year that I bought it. And this dude paid me cash. Again, I put it on Facebook Market, and this guy paid me cash for it, and he gave me the Fujifilm X-T5 with a 90mm 2.0, which I love that lens, but I don't really use that much tele lens, I think it's called. And that's how I got back into Fujifilm. And again, I really like the camera, but there was always that itch that I made a huge mistake letting go of my Q2, especially for the lens, man. Like, that's what people don't realize about Leica, that it's not really the camera, it's their lenses that really make a difference. I mean, and now Voigtlander and the other ones, they make really good lenses. But man, just having a freaking Summilux like picture, you could tell the quality, I would say. But again, the Leica Q2 made the files too, man, they were too much quality. Like, let's say that, like, you could see everything, especially with 47 megapixels, I think it was. Man, it was insane. And I've always liked more wider shots than narrow, so the 28mm was pretty cool for that. I want to get the new Q343 though, and also the 28mm, because, you know, imagine having both. That'd be pretty dope. I love that camera a lot. And then I shot the X-T5 again for a whole year. And then I let it go, and I didn't have a camera for like 3-4 months because I was like really burnt out from photography, and I wanted to take a break because I feel like in Chicago I had seen everything that I had to see. I would say I'm one of those people that knows the city a little too much. I moved to Houston, and that's when I regretted selling a camera, because on the way here, you know, like those little small towns that you see in between, like Arkansas, Oklahoma, all that, in Texas, between Texarkana and Houston, it's just a lot of like pretty cool small town America, let's say. And I didn't have a camera to take pictures, and I didn't want to take shit with my iPhone. So I got here and I got the ZV-E10 and the Fujifilm X-T5. So those are my two cameras right now. It's a little too much, honestly. You know, it's you feel gluttonous in a way owning too many cameras, especially if you're not really like a full-time professional with this type of items. Feels, I don't know, man, I feel kind of guilty sometimes just owning so much shit that I'm not really using. Yeah, I think I'm letting go of this ZV-E10 soon. I'm selling this GoPro just because I want to get a DJI Action 5 Pro so I could do like little walk vlogs and connect it to my mic. And I'm actually getting very into like becoming a full-time filmmaker. So I might sell the X-T5 to fund either a FX30 or not and, because that's too much, or a FX30 or a FX3, which would be, that is my progression of owning far too many cameras and spending too much money that I shouldn't have. And hopefully you don't, because that hurts the pockets. I could have saved a lot of money throughout these years. It's been fun experiencing different type of cameras, and I've been very fortunate to be able to. If you get the chance, please give a like, give a follow. I would really appreciate it. It helps me keep going, keep putting out new material. Thank you very much.